Nice. Well, we're here. We're live. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do an intro like I do with the pop-up, but just to kind of separate, I guess, the vibes from that with this. But here we are with MJ Moonbow, aka Tin Man, and JessieJess, talking about the new song that's coming out on the 30th of October. And I don't want to mess up the pronunciation, so I'm going to hand it over here to MJ Moonbow.
Yeah. Okay. Stop the recording.
It's okay.
Okay. The name of the song is Leuchtturm. That means lighthouse in English, and yeah, it comes from a poem of Wolfgang Borchardt. It's anti-war activist. Yeah, in the World War II. So yeah.
Yeah, it was. I got both of the little text pieces that the two of you sent. That's currently in the sent post, waiting for this video to accompany it. And I guess this will be later today. We'll be putting that out. And there's a really nice description by both of you. I really enjoyed reading them both and seeing how that you really, like, together you took this poem and reinterpreted it through both the music and the visuals. So I would love to hear, I guess, a bit more in-depth description from what you sent. Maybe we can start with Jess this time.
Yeah, so I've collaborated with, this is my first collaboration with MJ, so it's been really good. I've really enjoyed, I feel like we both had this affinity with the poem, because it talks about this, about the lighthouse, but it's about the darkness and being able to see a way in the darkness. And I felt we both sort of come from different perspectives, but that poem sort of really spoke to us both. I mean, he'd already been inspired to make the tune from that poem, but we it's almost, I think, 100 years. I think, is it 100 years since the poem was written?
72 or
72. Yes. So yes,
I think I wrote a song in 2017. Yeah, the first time, also the first version of it. 2017, I had the idea because it was the 70th death day of Wolfgang Borchardt. So I came up with the idea of doing something with it that I tried several times. And this version is now, I think, really speaks out the spirit of the poem for me, and what it means to be a lighthouse in the dark, but showing the way to others that are lost, but you are lost as well, but you still can shine, and
yes,
and yeah, show others the way.
I really like that. It's like, in a way, we're all lighthouses, right? And we shine for each other, to show each other the way.
yeah,
it's
sure.
really nice.
I think
everyone should try to be a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And I think the Borchardt, my pronunciation is really bad, I'm sorry, of the poet. His life, I was reading more about his life, and it was he just religiously stood up for human rights and for freedom. And although he was forced to fight and forced to go into the war, he just never stopped speaking. But he never stopped speaking his truth. And it didn't matter how many times he was punished, he kept getting back up and saying, I disagree with this. It's not how we are meant to be as humans. And I think in many ways it reflects, even though obviously we're not in the same time now, but there's a we are also in a difficult time now as a human species, and I think, you know, to stand up for the rights of humans to have freedom of speech and to have freedom to be human, and is something, again, which I think in some ways is being challenged at the moment. So to me, it really spoke, because you know, the crypto movement to me has always been something which is like, again, a light in the darkness. I've always hoped that it would bring an element of freedom for humanity and also fairness. So it worked really, I felt it really worked well. We integrated the poem into the picture even, didn't we? It felt like
cool.
A really fluid, it was really cool, yes. I really, you know, I think we both, it felt really rich. It felt like a really, really good, strong connection, this collaboration to me. And through the poem. Yes.
So this is this was the third version, right?
Of the song, yeah.
So you said that originally you had done the first version in 2017. Is that right?
Yeah.
So tell
it's totally different with vocals, but it's a totally different melody. It's more percussion driven. Yeah, and yeah, I tried to do another, but I didn't like it at all. And hey, now I came up with this one, and also had to at the start I had the programmed drum part, but replaced it with a recorded one, or a part recorded. It's a mix of recorded and programmed drum sets.
So what, it was the poem itself that inspired you to do the music and then kind of incorporate the words into the music as well?
Yes, I always feel I always try to bring the emotions I feel when I read, or when yeah, my music is about the emotions you can feel. So that's yeah. But okay, I need to try start again. It's I try to bring the emotions I myself. I'm missing a word here. I myself feels and try to translate it into my music. And it's sometimes really exhausting. I sometimes start crying when I play piano, so when I think, oh shit, I know what's going on. But that's really changed since I started to make music, that I really can show my emotions by playing music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think you can really feel that in your music. I've really got that from working with you. You know, there's you know, a whole language of emotion that comes through your music that's, you know, really easy to connect with. I found that it's really beautiful. So yes, it's been a really good experience. I think I've really enjoyed the collaborating. Is always can be a really exciting experience, but I found this one really just sort of had a natural flow to it that is quite rare to just get. It just seemed to happen very easily, very quickly.
I don't know, it's enriching, definitely. It was enriching. You know, I think we both got more depth in our work with our collaboration. So
yes,
yeah, it's
like there was a good fusion. Yes,
yeah,
yes, it was. It felt like this is what collaboration is. This is what collaboration is for. This, you know, the sort of meeting of minds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's a good thing. Absolutely up to do another one, Jess.
Yes. Oh well. Yes. Oh yes, definitely.
Here we go.
Yes, I do. Yes. We'll be back.
So, what was the process? I mean, obviously there was this sort of fluidity and everything kind of you know, fit nicely together with with the music and the visual and how the collaboration went. But what was the process aside from that? Was it just on Discord messaging, or did you guys get on a phone, and did you talk?
No,
did you do a video call? No,
actually, it's actually just been sharing sharing links, things we're inspired by, just talking again through text. But you know, I mean, I actually was ignorant of the poet, and I didn't actually know about him or his life before. So actually, it drew sort of. I dived into reading about his life and so on. So that I found that really inspiring. I mean, the drawings, I've already been going through a sort of phase of creating these these female characters that are sort of fused into Ethereum rig circuit boards. So mining rig, sorry, Ethereum mining rig sort of circuit boards. So this is another one in that series from my point of view. But this one is has her spirit was coming from her mouth and was connected into this, and it was for this one particularly was about the electricity and the light, and I hadn't completed it, and then speaking to MJ and then discussing this poem, it just all started to come together really beautifully, because it just seemed a really natural fusion. We both sort of already started from different perspectives, and then it just seemed to just click. So so I completed the visual after we decided that this was the tune we were going to use. But it's been sort of it's like it was a perfect fit already, but we've sort of tweaked it and moved it and changed it since then, so that it fits perfectly as much as we feel that it does. So
I didn't change a lot in my song. I just adapted to the speed, so it could better fit to. We wanted to start with an animated one.
Yes, that's true. We did. Yes, a few months back, didn't we? We did an animation.
So we adapted the song a little bit. But and I think Jess had more work than I had to do for the collaboration. But I think it's just more than working out something together. It's a spirit that gets into something new, even if the work wasn't created together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what I find very interesting is that like as a musician myself, when you sit in the room with other musicians, or you have you share that kind of vibe, right, and you can kind of build off of this vibe and connection with music and with writing and with the creative elements, but then exploring that virtually, and how the vibe can still kind of manifest either way, even when you're not physically in the same room or sharing that experience at the same time. You can still get that emotion and get that connection out of it, and that's what I find very interesting with your collaboration. The way you're talking about it feels like you were in the same room together, and you were
it did feel
creating
like
it all
Yes, it's true. I don't know if the same for you, MJ, but it felt for me very much like we were in the same physical space when we were working on it, and it certainly stuck with me in the same way that it would if I'd been in a studio working with people, for a few days, or working with one other creative for a day or so, or or even a week, or some period of time, and you just sort of. Where you really become absorbed in each other's ideas, and you sort of imprint on each other a little bit with, so that your creative. I know, that MJ's inspired me for future things, and I think that it's, that it does feel like that in a way. Maybe we don't need our bodies in the same way that we thought we did. I mean, they're obviously important. I'm not saying that, but but creatively, I think. There's space for the creative spirit to flourish even at great distances, in very similar ways to the way that it would have done it if we were physically in the same space. So I agree. It's a surprise, because you wouldn't have, I would have thought you need to be physically closer to get that same energy, but it seems to travel over thousands of miles. So,
in
yes.
some kind of way, I think it's easier to be real.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Because you don't have to be ashamed of your emotions, or maybe you can even get deeper into it because you can focus more on it and stuff like that. I think in that kind of way it's easier, but of course you miss other stuff, the personal contact. That's
yes.
but
yes, that's true. From just
like
the creative point. Yes, definitely, for sure. Yes. Yes, it's been like being in a studio, a creative studio, I feel, definitely.
I'm curious to see, like, you know, because the three of us have spent time inside CryptoVoxels, and this is like this virtual world space, and I'm imagining, like, years from now, the collaboration that you're describing, and how it could be, you know, done inside these virtual spaces as well, like in CryptoVoxels, where the creation can kind of like happen on the fly, and that sort of connection can be there without needing to be physically present. And I'm wondering sort of what sort of you know, shape or form it would take on in that space, given that what you two have managed to achieve just through text conversations, and turning that into something where it's just like connects, just to see things moving in this virtual world, in these virtual realms, like what sort of crazy magical creations are going to spring up from this. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. I mean, I guess it will become more 3D in a way. I guess you'll be perhaps using your avatar slightly more as your expression of yourself. So your avatar will function as you would have in, you know, as your body in a studio going in to meet people. Will become a point where your avatar can meet people from all over the world at one point in time, like, and have a similar movie, experience.
Where you had the body double, what's the name?
The stunt man?
No, it's
I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, me too.
which one? What is this?
It's a movie about you don't move yourself, you are at home in your safe place.
Oh, not Ready Player One.
The terminal connected, and your avatar is running around, and I don't get the name of the movie.
Ready Player One was like that. When you were saying about
that one.
There are a few actually that are coming out. I think this is kind of the direction that we are being led in many ways into this virtual space. The pros and cons.
Because we all want to be human at the same time. We don't want to be a robot, do we?
I know.
Who knows? Maybe it's a cool thing to be a robot in the future. But I think we can't imagine nowadays what it is or what it will be in 30 years. Think back to the cassette player recording. Maybe Jess is too young for that.
No, I'm not. But thank you, it's very flattering.
Could you ever imagine you could have something like a little stick carrying around with you, where like thousands of songs you carry with? No, we could never imagine that.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I can't imagine.
Yes. I think as long as our spirits all
digital worlds, but
it's fascinating.
Sure,
I think it is interesting
to live in this time and to we feel like a pioneer, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
In some kind
Definitely.
of way. digital pioneer of the blockchains, are we?
And the
Yeah.
creativity seems to be leading a lot of the
Yes,
the
that's
pioneering
fascinating.
side of it. Yes.
Really fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. So you're right. I mean, who knows where it will lead? I always hope for improvement in the world, that things will always get better. So I hope that whatever happens, it will
Most
be
of the time it gets worse. Yeah.
you know. Yes. Well, yeah. Just more creativity, more freedom of expression, more freedom of speech. That's what I hope for, and more fairness.
Well, that's
More
what
fairness.
that's
Yeah,
what art
fairness.
and art and music can bring those things to life, I think. And in decentralized spaces, you know, I think that freedom exists to a certain extent. Obviously, you know, you have differing opinions and views and whatnot that come together. But I think that's just something that, you know, ultimately a lot of us have to accept, that not everybody's going to think the way we do, you know, and not one way of thinking is better than another. And just to be able to coexist with each other in this decentralized world, it's decentralization. You can't really control it, you know.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing. I'm an anarchist. So.
Yes. Yes.
Feels
That's
like
actually so am I.
World now. Yeah.
Now it makes sense, the collaboration.
It's always possibility to speak out things that others don't, even if it's weird to speak them out. And as artists, I mean, yeah, many people look at us. Well,
And back to the poet. Back to the poem that we were both found so inspiring. It's exactly the same that he was saying, really, that we should all have the right to say how we feel and stand up for what we don't feel is right.
Yes.
And, you know, and I think that was seemed to be his main thing, that he just never stopped, no matter how much he was punished, that he would always stand up for human right, for justice and freedom and fairness. And, you know, I thought that was something that still is true today, that we all need to.
And he did it while he broke them. He broke him utterly.
They broke him, and he died. He died at 26.
Wow.
It's very sad. I actually cried when I read his life story. I was like, oh my God, that's just tragic, you know, like, oh, you know, he just never gave up. But they did. They killed. He was killed, really, by the whole system by the age of 26.
Yes, he was killed by the system, definitely.
Well, this I think is something that I would like to include in the post as well, is the poem. I'm going to put that under this interview, I think, as a reference for people who, you know, come and check out the post and listen to the music and see the art, that they can also, you know, have a read of the poem. And I myself, I haven't read it yet, and now I will definitely be reading it, and so that I can also get more insight into the depth of the collaboration, the music and the art, and to I guess just feel a part of it a bit more, you know, through that. And hopefully everybody who's you know, watching this and listening can do the same thing, you know.
Sorry,
yeah, sometimes hard to explain what you want to express.
Yeah.
What you say, Jess?
Sorry, my machine keeps pinging. I was really conscious of it. Sorry.
Well,
sorry.
I don't have the pro plan over here, so we've got about 4.5 minutes left of recording time. So I think I'm just going to leave it to the two of you. If you have anything that you feel like you haven't been able to add, that you want to add, let's do that. If not, we can kind of wrap things up and just last thoughts, and yeah.
Shall I go first? So I just was.
You go.
No, you go first.
All right.
I want to close with another poem of Wolfgang Borchardt. whatever comes
Oh,
tomorrow,
yes.
even if sorrow, I say yes.
Wow,
That's it.
wow. Whatever comes tomorrow, even if sorrow, I say yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So short,
He is
but so
definitely
powerful.
worth looking
Yeah, it is.
into his
That's-
work. It's really, he was unstoppable. His parents, I think, if I remember correctly, his parents wrote the Dadaist magazine in Berlin. So he was
Yeah.
already from an
Wow.
activistic family. So to be conscripted into the army in Germany in the Second World War was must have been just awful for him, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he was such an open-minded, creative person. So that's a beautiful ending. That's very good. I was just wanted to say thank you. That's all I was going to say.
Just came to my mind. I didn't end this.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And thank you both of you. You know, I just thank you very much.
Thank you. Both.
It's really, really, you know, been a really wonderful experience. And let's do another one.
Hey,
Definitely. Let's do something. Yeah.
it's the start of something wonderful. Thank you to the two of you for, you know, taking time. I know that it was kind of like on a day's notice. We got this together to do this little short interview for the people and for everybody out there who's watching. I hope that you check out the song when it's released on the 30th of October, which is this Friday, and that's Leuchtturm. Leuchtturm? Did I say it right?
What?
Leuchtturm.
Leuchtturm.
We'll get it. We'll get it. But yeah, do check it out. I'm gonna whip up something in one of the parcels that I have in CryptoVoxels and just kind of put maybe, I don't know if I'll have time to do a lighthouse or not, but we'll get a little picture and we'll get some more information up inside and just kind of do a little something for the release and yeah, please do support.
Awesome.
Show your support. Follow the artists in the description. All that wonderful stuff. Share and have fun and enjoy the art.
Yes. And
Thank you
thank you everyone
right.
for watching.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for the two of you, and have a great day over there. All right.
You too.
Yeah,
bye.
you too.
As you can see, the sun is starting to come up
It's
over
not
here.
Yeah. Have a nice
Yes.
day. It's sunny, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's getting
cool.
there. All right. Thank you so much, and take care. All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.